crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, good morning. Bix Weir, roadtoro.com with your morning horn of Z's, just sip of nothing. I already drank coffee. First of all, before I start into silver, I know you guys are excited about silver. I posted part one of a really cool interview you guys will love. I sat for over an hour with Will Lair of perpetualassets.com to talk about year zero, to talk about the spiritual war and how to survive it, and to talk about gold and silver. Check it out. Part one is now posted on the Road to Rue YouTube channel and at roadtoro.com. Please, please, please go to roadtoro.com website. If you haven't yet, check it out. It's really cool now. It hasn't been cool since 2010 when I set it up. And now it's really cool because they got a millennial working on it. And he's much smarter than I am, but about making things look good. So yes, not only is our financial system getting an upgrade, not only is our spirituality getting an upgrade, my Road to Rue website's getting an upgrade. A huge upgrade. Oh my God, I started to sound like Biden right there. Well, let's start with that. Why not? Joe Biden's latest gaffe is just, it's so sad. It's so sad to see it happen that they wheel this guy out and say, this guy's going to lead our country. Check this out. You're not going to believe it.
This is not a moment for excuses or deflections or blame game. We're in the middle of a pandemic that had cost us more than 85,000 jobs as of today. Lives of millions of people.
85,000 jobs and billions of lives? Joe, come on. Isn't it reversed? Oh my God. And then he keeps going, unfortunately.
Millions of jobs. And we're in a position where, we just got new unemployment insurance this morning, numbers. 36.5 million claims.
36.5 million claims. Because we got new unemployment insurance. Joe, my God. It's cringeworthy on the level of Greta Thunberg talking about global warming, or what was it? Not global warming, the pandemic. She was an expert on CNN. Watch my video from the other day. That YouTube messed with. Anyway, the farce goes on. The good news, last night, silver spiked. Now, this is not a bunch of buyers going in. This is a test of how much they can get away with. Remember, silver is on a computer program. 100% every day in every trade. So there was a reason they let up on the pressure last night. I don't know what that reason was. I have my hunches, and I put that on the private road timeline. Yes, May is a big month. So is June, so is July. The whole year is a big year. So this 3.7, it was spiking 5%, 6%, and then they just put a little cap on it. Hey, we can't go too high too fast. But the interesting thing is they're not letting gold run, which means, of course, the gold-silver ratio, as it always does, is coming down. In a bull market for gold and silver, silver wins by far. In a bear market, silver crashes much more than gold. You are lucky. You are in a bull market that just started for gold and silver. The ratio is still way up there. From zero hedge, gold and silver are surging this morning, but it is the latter that is dramatically outperforming. Gold futures are back above 1750. Gold is at a record high against the yuan this morning. Silver futures tagged $17. You know the amazing thing? Being in silver for so long, over 20 years now, being excited that silver hit $17 is all silver bugs have to hang on to. The artificial bear market in silver was created by JP Morgan and the Obama administration in 2011. A guy named Bill Daley was put in charge of destroying the silver price as Obama's chief of staff. Bill Daley is on the JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon SWAT team. It's what he calls the people who are in charge of certain problems. The takeover of the Bear Stearns short position in silver is what caused this all in 2008. And in 2011, They stuck this guy, Bill Daley, yes, of the Chicago criminal daily crime family. And voila, they created an artificial bear market in silver from $50 down to, well, it started at 25 and it would run it up to 50 to get all the weak hands in and then to destroy people, kind of like they did with cryptos. These operations are run directly out of the White House. Make no mistake. All coordination comes from the White House, the U.S. Treasury, and the Federal Reserve. But mainly, it's the president that okays this shit. Obama okayed it in 2011. And then Trump okayed the crypto slam in 2017, December of 2017. It is criminal who the people who run this country. Yes, I understand what will happen if the gold and silver prices are not rigged. Reality will have to be faced, and reality is just too hard to deal with. Same problem they had in 1912 when they found billions and billions of ounces of gold in the Grand Canyon. They said, we cannot deal with this reality, so we're going to create this thing called the Federal Reserve Bank, and they're going to be in charge of dealing with this reality, and we're going to spend 110 years going through bullshit, fighting wars beyond belief, destroying lives, because we couldn't deal with the fact that gold was plentiful back in the early 1900s. So we hit it. Absolutely, we hit every ounce of gold we could in the ground. We stopped mining it. We put it in national parks, desert wildlife preserves there. Dianne Feinstein. Billions of ounces of gold. There's millions of tons of gold out there. And there's very little silver. There's so little silver that in the 1990s, they had to tear down one of the most important facilities ever built by mankind. It was called the Y-12 facility, the Manhattan Project in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Look it up. Go to roadtoruhr.com. Look up the Great Silver Mystery. And you'll find out all the information. I'm not new to this game. Yes, they can slam the price of silver back down. They can slam it to zero. It's a hodler's game, just like cryptos. Idea and the concept of hodling is hold on for dear life until after the manipulation ends. When it ends, voila, do whatever you want. Now, I'm not the one, I'm never going to tell you to get out of good investments. Silver, cryptos, they're both rigged. Every day, every trade. I've shown that for years. They can put the price to zero while these criminal exchanges are around. They can put the price to zero of anything. As a matter of fact, they can put the price -0 silver, -0 Bitcoin. Why? Because they trade in derivatives. And if you don't believe me that they can go negative, look at the price of oil last month. Well, Bix, that was because of a storage issue. Okay, let's say they have a storage issue with silver. Let's say they have a storage issue with cryptos. It's unlimited the amount they can sell when the exchanges aren't trading in the real thing. Anyway, this is the big chart, obviously. This is the reason to buy silver over gold. This is the reason to swap your gold for silver. It's the gold-silver ratio. It's still over 100. Still over 100. That is shocking. Over 100 is ridiculous. Look at how far do we have to go? Do you think you missed the silver run because it went up 5% instead of the 1% in gold? No, look where we are. Look at the gold-silver ratio over the last 100 years since they implemented the silver and gold suppression schemes in the early 1900s. These are the ends of the bull market in gold and silver. The ratio goes down well below 20-1, and it's over 100-1 right now. Yes, you should swap all your silver, swap all your gold for silver. Swap it out. If you don't have a silver dealer, send Andy Scheckman an email. Andy@milesfranklin.com. He'll take care of you. He's promised to take care of all the Road to Ruhr members. He's got stock and inventory of physical silver he can ship to your front door. Andy@milesfranklin.com. MILESFRANK. Is this Does this mean anything? Does this spike really mean anything? Yes and no. Yes, it's a beginning. It's a start. It touched $17 and then was slammed back to $16.50. But that's all we can get excited about in silver these days because it's 100% under lock and key right now through Donald Trump and Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin, that was his job at Goldman Sachs, to rig the markets via computers. He walks down to his basement at the Treasury. Yes, there's a computer trading floor in the basement of the Treasury. He clicks a mouse and he walks back upstairs to talk to the media about how sound our economy is. It's insane. This game is ending, so make sure you have the physical silver in your own possession. I have no idea what the price will go to when all the system, the control mechanisms start breaking down. I have no idea, and I don't care. Why? Because I'm a hodler of silver. I'm a hodler of cryptos. I am waiting for the end of this insanity, the end of market rigging, where we can go back to free markets in both. And yes, I do think gold will go up in price. Don't get me wrong. In relation to the US dollar, there's so many US dollars out there, it would boggle your mind. It's not the US debt, what is it, 23 trillion. It's not the Fed debt of 6-7 trillion. It's the derivatives, 2 quadrillion. But most importantly, it's the money they create and don't tell anybody. Infinity money. That's what Ruta wrote in the sand in the early 1980s, which was replaced by 9/11, written in the sand in 2007. In the Fed comic book, Ruta wrote in the sand 9/11. And then 9/11 on the next year, 2008, 9/11 is when the first takedown of the bad guys began, the removal of $500 billion from the money market fund. Back in 2008, $500 billion was a lot of money. And then when was the next attempt by the good guys? 9/11, 2019. That's when the repo market went sideways. And we're in the middle of that. They knew you can't be a one-day thing. It's got to be a controlled, slow destruction of the system so that everybody understands just how ridiculous this game is. And that's where we are. If you want to learn more about this thing, go to roadtoruta.com. Absolutely, 100%. Sign up and put your name in here to get your free emails on how this game is going. Also, check out the new website. You can watch the Will Lair video, part 1. I'm putting out part 2 right after I post this. And I have a really, really, really cool thing coming up. Oh, if you want to subscribe, by the way, hit subscribe today. I'm sending out 100 Theta Fuel for right now. Theta is on a roll of all rolls. It's up to almost $18. Kissed $18. It's on its way to $1,000. Sorry, not $18. 18 cents. Yes, Theta is 18 cents a token. Insane, I know, but hey, I'm giving away 100 of them and 100 Theta Fuel. I know how hard it is to get cryptos. I remember when I was giving a tenth of a Bitcoin away back when Bitcoin was $200. Screaming, I'm saying, these memberships pay for themselves over time. This is going to be the biggest, I believe. The Theta giveaway, 100 Theta Fuel is going to be the biggest Road to Ruta giveaway over time. Remember Michelle White Dove. She's saying Theta is going up to $1,000 a token. Plus. That's $100,000. No, it's not going to happen overnight. But we're hodlers. Again, we need this old system to crash and a new system to begin, and that is happening as we. I want to just give a nod to my friend Snippy, who's in his battles with YouTube these days. They want to demonetize him. They, T-H-E-Y, want to take away his means of supporting his family. That is bullshit. And don't tell me that YouTube can do that because they are a private company. Publicly traded company, private company. They are not. They were funded by your taxpayer dollars. It was a CIA-funded project from the very beginning. YouTube was invented in the 1990s by a guy named Mark Collins Rector. Yes, he was a huge, gigantic pedophile who was arrested. He started this company called DEN, Digital Entertainment Network, in the late 1990s, which exploded in the deep state was almost caught. Pedo clan was almost caught back then. But that's what YouTube is now, and they are completely controlled by the deep state. They are banning free speech, and I don't like the banning of free speech. I don't like it so much. I wrote a song about it, and ladies and gentlemen, here is the world debut of the new video for They. They, a song written by myself. A new video. I will post the video later, but right now I'm going to tack it on to the end of this video. Snippy, keep up the fight. We deserve to say whatever we want on a platform that we spent money on through tax dollars to create, YouTube. Enjoy.
Well, I grew up in the USA. I was taught that speech was free. Birmingham to Burning Man, you can speak any truth you see. Lately things have changed, they say I can't speak truth no more. And I'm just sitting here wondering who they are working for. See, they're gonna kick me off of YouTube unless I say 9/11's just another day. And they delete my friends on Facebook unless I pretend that socialism's a-okay. And they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter unless I tweet the chemtrails of Perrier. Finally they'll ban everything I've got to say as they kill free speech in the USA. They decide what's right, they decide what's wrong, they ban what won't conform. They sit in shadows, they run the gallows, say I must abide the norm. Without free speech we lose freedom, they cut off our free will. If I find truth that they don't like, they'll label me a shill. And then they're gonna kick me off of YouTube unless I say 9/11's just another day. And they delete my friends on Facebook unless I pretend that socialism's a-okay. And they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter unless I tweet the chemtrails of Perrier. Finally they'll ban everything I've got to say as they kill free speech in the USA. They're trying to kill free speech in the USA. Now wait a minute, it's not like me to give up on a fight. I'll expose their evil plans, bring their shadows into light. And I'll name names, I'll play their games, I've got them in my sight. They're trying to change the USA, I fight for what is right. So they can kick me off of YouTube. 9/11's all about building 7 and it ain't okay. And they can delete all my Facebook, but socialists fail every time in every single way. And they can shadow ban my Twitter, but I'm looking up at chemtrail skies each and every day. See, they have no right to ban anything I have to say, and I'll fight for free speech in the USA. I'm gonna fight for free speech in the USA. It's my right, free speech in the USA.